Good morning. I am Mimi Farrell, a longtime member here at UU Wellesley Hills. Please rise in body and/or spirit as you are able and join in singing our opening hymn, Blessed Spirit of My Life, number 86 in the great hymnal.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to UU Wellesley Hills. I am the Reverend Mark Roble, and I am the senior minister here. I woke up this morning. It was 37 or 38 degrees outside here in Wellesley Hills. It was quite chilly, but it is quite warm and loving here within these four walls, that's for sure. We are an open and affirming congregation. For us, it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter how you dress. It doesn't matter whom you love. It doesn't matter if you're gay or straight or bi or trans, if you're a Christian or a Jew or a Hindu or a Muslim or an atheist. What matters every week is that we come together in community, covenant with each other, and love and support each other. So regardless of where you are in your own personal spiritual journey, regardless of how you may name the unknown in your life, you are welcome here. So welcome to UU Wellesley Hills, where we are joyfully called to worship this morning. Now, as we do every Sunday, the camera over here is still out for repair. So let's turn around to the back camera and wave to everyone in our online pews. Welcome. Now, let's offer each other a sign of peace and goodwill. So I have a couple of announcements this morning. Pub Theology this Tuesday, 7 p.m. at Tempo in Waltham. It's always a nice crowd and a lot of fun. Out Metro West, their annual gala will take place this Thursday, October 30th, starting at 6:30 at Jack Abbey's in Framingham. It's a great way for us to support Out Metro West. We've had a very close relationship with them for many, many years. So if you're interested in going, see Kathy Kaufman sitting in the back there. Circle suppers, back by popular demand. This is the second week that the announcement did not get in the update, and I take full responsibility for that. But they are back Friday, November 7th and Saturday, November 8th. If you're interested, see Kathy Coolidge or Trisha Johnson, Kathy or Trisha, to sign up or be a host. Now, Fred? Oh, no, you can't, I'm sorry.
Now, as we deepen this into worship, I'd like to invite Reed up to light our chalice. The flaming chalice is not only a shining symbol of our Unitarian Universalist commitment to religious pluralism and humanitarian principles, but also a much-needed light shining into our world. We light it on our altar each Sunday and any time we gather as a community. If you are watching from home and have a chalice on hand, you may want to light yours now. The words for our chalice lighting are spoken in unison. You will find the words printed in your order of service or appearing on your screen. Please join me in saying them as Reed lights our chalice this morning. We light this chalice to illuminate our faithful way forward as an inspirational community of hope. Together we seek spiritual growth. We strive for just and responsible action. We dedicate ourselves to lead a life of compassion and purpose.
Now it's time for our story for all ages. I'd like to invite all ages to come up here to the steps if you'd like to come and sit down. Come on, Barbara. Anyone, come on up. Okay. So the story this morning is called The Lion and the Mouse. It's an Aesop fable. So once upon a time, there was this gigantic lion in the woods, and the lion fell asleep. It was tired after chasing prey all day, and it was nighttime, so the lion lay down, put its head on its paw. Unbeknownst to the lion, a little tiny mouse came running out and accidentally ran across the paw of the lion, which of course stirred the lion, and the lion woke up, slam, bam, right onto the mouse to hold him. And the lion said, "You woke me up from a deep sleep, so I am going to eat you now." And the little mouse said, "Oh, please, please, please don't eat me. Please, please, I'll do anything, anything you want. Someday I'll be able to pay you back." So the lion felt bad, had a little bit of compassion for this little tiny mouse, and he lifted his paw, and the mouse went scurrying away. Well, wouldn't you know it, a couple days later, this lion gets caught in one of those big, gigantic hunting nets. Swish! The lion is stuck in the net and lets out an incredible roar that goes out across the entire forest. Well, of course, the little mouse heard that. The little mouse heard the lion's roar and said, "I know what I can do." So he scurried over to the lion in the net, and he chewed and he chewed and he chewed and he chewed the rope until the net opened up and the lion was able to escape from the net. And the lion was eternally grateful to that little tiny mouse. So sometimes in our lives, not only do we have to forgive, but sometimes we have to have compassion for each other and help each other out when we're in a bind. So that's our story for all ages. The end. Now, Fred.
Good morning. Each Sunday, this congregation collects a weekly offering as part of its larger spiritual practice of generosity, and the theme in October is emergency responses. This week's offering goes to World Central Kitchen, founded in 2010 by Chef Jose Andres to provide meals after the massive earthquake in Haiti. It continues to use the power of food to help communities in times of crisis. In September, there was a devastating flooding in Pakistan Punjab region brought on by heavy monsoon rains. Millions of families were cut off from access to food and water. WCK responded immediately alongside local emergency and relief agencies. Over the course of a month, they served more than 3 million meals to impacted communities. As of mid-October, World Central Kitchen has relief teams in Alaska, where Typhoon Halong left a devastating wake of destruction in remote coastal cities. The storm brought hurricane-force winds, storm surges, and floods. Teams there continue to serve first responders and families who have lost their homes, workplaces, and community centers. Most recently, WCK's two newest field kitchens in Gaza were up and running. The team there are preparing tens of thousands of hot meals daily, adding to their existence network and major step towards their goal of 1 million meals daily for Palestinian families. Your donations can be made either electronically or by plate collection that will be passed. If you want to make an online payment, visit the online giving page on our website. Once there, be sure that plate collection is selected from the drop-down menu. If you write a check, please remember to put WCK on the memo line. Your generous donations will continue to help WCK serve meals wherever there is a crisis situation.
We open our circle of care and concern this morning with these words from Reverend Dr. David Breeden. Spirit of compassion, named or nameless, within and among us, teach us to tend to ourselves and to each other. May we tend to tenderness as patiently as seeds in spring. May our hearts be soft enough to feel another's ache, strong enough to hold that ache with grace. When we fail, may we begin again, gently, with compassion for ourselves. May this be our hope and vow, to practice love until it takes root. Now I'd like to take a moment to reflect on these words in silence. And may we make it so. Now I'd like to invite all who wish to come forward and light a candle of intention. And if you're comfortable, please tell us what person or place this intention is for, and we will carry them in our hearts. Those in our online pews, please type your joy or concern in the comment section, and we will also carry your intentions in our hearts. Please come down the center aisle, light your candle, and return by the side aisle. And just a note, if you use the microphone, please hold the microphone in front of your mouth, not down. It's very sensitive and doesn't pick up your voice if it's down like this. So let us begin.
This is a gratitude candle for our daughter, Elizabeth, who just led both Arthur and myself through a ancestral healing breathwork session. And I am so touched and proud of what she's already knowing at her young age and how she's now helping us to release trauma from our ancestors.
Charlotte wanted to light this candle for the whole family and the whole world.
This is my usual candle of gratitude for this community and also for my daughter's heartwarming visit and my son being in Acadia this weekend, hopefully enjoying the leaves, and my mother still being with us and so jolly. And also a prayer for my cousin Mary Laura, who is having her last chemotherapy. Keep her in her prayers.
Let's light a candle for Who's it for? All right, she said it was for Mama, which is very sweet, but we want to light a candle for our whole family. Also, we were in a situation the other week where we last minute needed a ride to the airport and multiple people from the church offered to help us. So we just want to say thank you for that.
We honor all of these intentions in this community this morning. A special candle of joy for yesterday's Halloween stroll out front. There was a bunch of us that participated. We did a ring toss with witches' hats and hundreds of kids. So it was a very, very joyful day yesterday. So we honor these intentions in this community. Along these, we know, are certain joys and sorrow that remain private this hour. Those too have a rightful place and belong here. So this morning, we honor all of them with light. We light this candle for our families, for our beloveds, for our friends, for all of our relations, for those who are near and for those for whom we feel an unwanted distance, for the newborn, for the elderly, for all of the wounded children. May this candle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse. May its radiance pour out upon our hearts and spread light into the darkest corners of our world. Now please join in singing Comfort Me, number 1002 in the Teal hymnal, and we will sing the first verse.
The reading this morning is called Self-Compassion by James Cruz. Can you all hear me? Okay. My friend and I snickered the first time we heard the meditation teacher, a grown man, call himself Honey, with a hand placed over his heart to illustrate how we too might become more gentle with ourselves and our runaway minds. It's been years since we sat with legs twisted on cushions, holding back our laughter. But today I found myself crouched on the floor again, not meditating exactly, just agreeing to be still, saying honey to myself each time I thought about my husband splayed on the couch with aching joints and fever from a tick bite. What if he never gets better? Or considered the threat of more wildfires, the possible collapse of the Gulf Stream. Then remembered that in a few more minutes, I'd have to climb down to the cellar and empty the bucket I placed beneath a leaky pipe that can't be fixed until next week. How long do any of us really have before the body begins to break down and empty its mysteries into the air? Oh, honey, I said, for once without a trace of irony or blush of shame, the touch of my own hand on my chest, like that of a stranger, oddly comforting in spite of the facts.
Thanks, Chris and David. As I was sitting up there, I was thinking, that's quite a different sound than we normally hear in this sanctuary on Sunday morning. Thank you very much. So the other morning, as I was waiting for my coffee to be ready, I looked up at the ceiling and saw this tiny, itty-bitty speck of a spider. Before you know it, this itty-bitty spider was sliding down its silk rope right in front of me. Down, 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 until it reached the floor. It was no bigger than a pinhead, and that little spider was trying to decide what its next step would be. Under normal circumstances, I would have slid my foot over and squished that little bug right then and there. But something stopped me. This amazing, tiny creature had just scaled down nearly 8 feet in a matter of seconds. And the ability to defy gravity, to stop in mid-silk making, look around, and decide if it was safe to continue downward. What an amazing creation. I'm not sure what I felt at that moment, if it was compassion or amazement or a bit of both. But at that moment, I felt connected to that tiny spider. There are many traits that we are born with. How our DNA is arranged, how it lines up with our biological parents, such as hair and eye color, our propensity for disease or other health conditions, or even the structure and size of our bodies. Compassion is not one of these inherited traits. Albert Einstein wrote, "Our task must be to free ourselves by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature and its beauty." So compassion is something that is intentional, something that we must work on. Becoming a compassionate person is a process and a conscious decision. And it can be tough going sometimes. But one of the first steps in living a compassionate life is being compassionate with ourselves, loving ourselves. I know that on more than one occasion in my life, I have not been very kind to myself. Well, that was dumb or stupid, or I'm not good enough. Compassion requires us to take a deep look into our heart and also see our goodness, forgive ourselves, and continue to love ourselves. In today's reading that Mimi read, the writer speaks of placing your hand over your heart and speaking the words, "Oh, honey." However, I believe the bigger challenge for us as humans is seeing each other as beloved. The bigger challenge is compassion just for the sake of compassion. Karen Armstrong, religious scholar and author, and a 2011 Ware lecturer at the UUA General Assembly, speaks of what she might well call the fatal flaw of our time. The fact that we have become addicted to our prejudices and dislikes, even addicted to hatred. We live in a world that is hard, a world that can hurt. We live in a world that is flawed and imperfect. So we arm ourselves with our prejudices and our dislikes. We arm ourselves with our hatreds. We build a shell around ourselves to protect whatever it is that we need to protect, an armor against hurt and disappointment, an impenetrable wall against our fears, often under the guise of self-preservation or self-survival. The problem with that for us as Unitarian Universalists is that these walls are exactly what we are trying to fight against. These walls are the antithesis of who we say we are, or at least who we want to be. Our second and third principles guide us through our world: justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, and acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth. One of our new shared values, equity, also declares that every person is inherently worthy and has the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion. I know I've read this before, but it's worth repeating. An old Cherokee chief is teaching his grandson about life. A fight is going on inside me, he says to the boy. It's a terrible fight, and it is between two wolves. One is evil. He is anger, envy, hatred, greed, arrogance, self-doubt, and ego. The other wolf is good. He is joy, peace, hope, generosity, truth, and compassion. The same fight is going on inside you and inside every other person. The grandson thinks about this for a minute and then asks his grandfather, "Which wolf will win?" The old chief simply replies, "The one you feed." I believe the practice of compassion is a spiritual practice, a practice that we as UUs are well equipped to learn and practice every day. It boils down to basically the golden rule, which every major religious tradition incorporates. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. It's really that simple. But why can it be so hard? Why can it sometimes seem so overwhelming to be compassionate, to live a compassionate life? Many years ago, I was visiting my parents and we were sitting at the dinner table. I don't remember the exact context, but my mom was badgering my dad about something he did or something he didn't do. After a moment, my dad looked at her and said, "Woman, you try walking in these shoes." At the time, and even today, I chuckle with him saying that. My dad was a very funny man with a very quick wit. But there's important wisdom in that exchange. Compassion means walking in someone else's shoes, even when those shoes don't fit. Compassion is continuing to love someone, even when you don't agree or don't see eye to eye. Compassion is opening your heart, even making yourself vulnerable to someone you might think of as the other. Compassion is at the core of who we are as Unitarian Universalists. And yes, compassion also means trying to understand and gently hold that person or people that you may see as religious or political enemies, treating people the way you would want to be treated. This is the hard part of being beloved community, being authentic and real in the midst of imperfection and disagreement. And it can be messy because the world is messy. Humanity is messy. But our faith calls us over and over to center our lives in love and compassion. It calls us to always remember that every person is worthy and deserving of respect. It calls us to remember that, like it or not, we are all connected. What we do to each other, how we treat each other, we do unto ourselves. I would encourage each of us, as we rise each morning, to put our hand over our heart and quietly whisper, "Oh, honey," because we are beloved. We are deserving of giving and receiving compassion. Nelson Mandela wrote, Our human compassion binds us the one to the other, not in pithy or patronizingly, but as human beings who have learned how to turn our common suffering into hope for the future. May our hopes for the future be filled with compassion. May we always learn to walk in another's shoes, and may we always feed the wolf of joy, peace, hope, generosity, truth, and compassion. And may it be so. Now please rise in body and or spirit as you are able as we sing our closing hymn. Come sing a song with me, number 346 in your gray hymnal, number 346.
Now that our celebration is concluding this morning, we extinguish our chalice. Our closing words are spoken in unison. You will find them printed in your order of service or appearing on your screen. Extinguishing this flame, which has burned bright in our midst, we revere what has been kindled within each one of us. Warmth and community, the light of truth, a perpetual spark of hope.
Go out into the world, not to be perfect, but to practice, to be a practitioner of compassion. Wherever you go today, may you seed compassion. May your hands remember how to tend, and your heart how to return when compassion is hard. For no garden grows in a day, but they grow. Our service is ended. Go in peace and practice growing. Amen.